Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Valerie, and we're at my home. So today we're going to take a look at the Nanoleaf blocks.
And Nanoleaf sent us them for the review.
All right, so what we've got here is we've got the Nanoleaf Blocks Smarter Starter Kit XL, and we've got the Textured Squares add-on kit.
What was in the box? All right, so instruction manual came in the box.
For both.
Okay. And some sort of trim kit, which I'm not sure where that goes, but we install it, we'll know. A shelf, so you can actually have a shelf. And then a whole bunch of gadgets. So they have the power adapter, all the connectors you need to hook everything together. It's just the controller, plus, and these get all over the place, the strips that you put in there to glue them to the wall, but they're removable.
Removable sticky strips.
A couple of brackets for this thing called the pegboard, which everything is sitting on. There's a thing called the pegboard. All the screws and things you need to hook things up.
All right, then we've got 4 of the blocks, the regular squares, the big ones.
And they hook together really easy with those
little connectors.
flippy things. All right.
And then we've got 4 little small blocks.
And they have the same thing in the back.
They have the same thing on the back. So those are neat. And then we also got a little add-on kit with these textured squares. These are really cool. So they're like different levels, little triangle shapes. It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. And it hooks up the same way. It's got the same thing with the connectors.
So we can mix and match and make a really cool
And there's 2
setup.
of them.
Yep, there's 2 that came in that add-in kit. Add-on kit, and then some extra stickies and
connectors. We recommend thoroughly reading the manual, especially the parts on how to attach each panel type. Keep it handy as you install. To start, install the Nanoleaf app if you haven't already. Click the 3 dots and select Add Device. We connected the controller to one of the blocks and scanned the QR code. Then, just follow along until it finishes. Then you can control via the Nanoleaf app or Apple Home. To better understand how these install physically, we remove the cover in the crossarm section. To remove the cover, you use a flathead screwdriver under the corners and it snaps off. The crossarm section pops off. Just pull up on one arm at a time. Once installed in the app, we did some sample layouts on the dining room table with the blocks powered on. This allowed us to get familiar on how they connect together and to see if all the panels work. One step we did on the table was attaching the sticky tapes to the blocks. The larger tapes for the large panels and pegboard, small tapes for the mini squares, and the rectangular tapes for the trim bracket for the shelf. In the office, we placed the panels without sticking them to ensure they would work in that location. We connected the panels together and adjusted our design a few times and got comfortable on how the pegboard and the shelf would play into the design. For each panel you are attaching, don't forget to connect the electrical connector tabs first. Otherwise, you will need to snap off the panel and attach them later. First panel to install is the pegboard. Here you remove the cover panel by removing the 4 small screws. Mark the spots where the screws will go. We tried to use the self-tapping sheetrock anchors they supplied, but when we tried to screw the panel into them using the long screws, they ripped out of the sheetrock. One anchor even broke in half. We determined that the long screws they supplied require a larger hole in the anchor. You'll also notice the Phillips head screws have shallow heads, so you'll need to find a screwdriver that will fit just right. Fortunately, we had larger self-tapping drywall anchors, and those worked just fine. Once we had the anchors in, we reattached the pegboard cover panel. The other section we had to install was the shelf. Definitely follow the instructions here. The way you hang it depends on if the shelf is above, below, or between other panels. In our case, we had a panel above but not below, so we screwed in the shelf with the long bars up. For the rest of the panels, we removed the sticky tape covers and pressed the panels for 30 seconds on the wall. Again, take your time with the install and read the manual, especially for the pegboard and shelf. Once we were done, we played with the Nanoleaf app to set the lights. You can turn them on or off and change the intensity. You can choose between static color via basic or scenes, which allow you to show patterns. You can download additional scenes as well. Some of the coolest scenes in the app change the pattern depending on the sounds in the room. Really cool with the right music. The blocks are fun, and except for those self-tapping anchors, easy to install. Enjoy. Thank you for watching.